Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I'm gonna go ahead and start this video off with kind of some big news. So we are officially moved out here. So over the last week or so, me and my wife moved all the way from Alabama out here to Amarillo, and we got all of our stuff unloaded. So we can go take a look at it up here, but we got all of our stuff for that will go inside the house, essentially packed up here, and we're using the second floor of the house as storage for all of our equipment. So hopefully this is a big deal as far as the build is concerned, because for the past 6 months or so, I have exclusively been out here for, about a week a month, 4 or 5 days a month. By the time that I was splitting my time between home in Alabama, my job where I work, and then coming out here, I was really only out here, like I say, about 5 or 6 days a month. So now that I'm out here full time, hopefully I can really, put the screws to this build and get a little bit more done. Because everything that you see here that we've done, as far as the framing, electrical and plumbing rough-in, is really the result of about 6 weeks worth of work. Now, granted, when we're out here, we're working, 6 weeks is 6 all day, every day, lots of man hours. But now that I live out here, and all I have to do I'll have a lot more time, a lot more man hours able to spend out here. So hopefully I can make a lot more progress. Now, that being said, the first order of business that we are going to attack now that we're out here is we are going to try and get a washing machine and dryer hooked up. If you've ever lived anywhere without a washing machine or dryer, I'm sure a lot of you have, going to a laundromat just eats up a ton of time. You end up having to go and spend, 4 hours at a laundromat every week, 1 day a week. And by the time you get all the travel and all that back and forth, you end up losing half a day of work. So it's a huge inconvenience. So our first step that we want to do is finish out what we need to do to get the washing machine and dryer working. Now for that, I need essentially 3 things. I need, water to the washing machine. I need electricity to the washing machine and the dryer, and then I need the waste for the plumbing to be done. I'll also have to do some minor stuff like vent the dryer out to the exterior wall and all that kind of stuff that I'll be working on too. But mostly it's going to be plumbing and electrical. So the plumbing waste is essentially already done. There's maybe a few little things here I need to tweak. In the last video, you saw me get all of the utility closet plumbed in. So with all that done and all those drain lines and pop-off valves run, essentially the plumbing waste is finished. And the next big step is going to be the plumbing supply to the whole house. Because if I want to get water over to the washing machine, I'll have to pressurize the water system to the entire house. So I need to get everything roughed in and done and then pressure tested. And once I get everything pressure tested, I'll be comfortable turning water on over to the house to get water, hot and cold water, to the washing machine. So before I can finish out the plumbing supply, I have one more wall left to frame, and I've been waiting to frame that wall on a shower pan. And this is the wall that I'm framing up in the master bathroom to kind of separate the shower from the vanity on the west wall. So once the shower pan was in, I'm going to test fit it, and then I can frame the wall out in the curb for the shower. And once that wall's up, I'm going to run some plumbing in that wall, and that'll be the last wall that has, plumbing supply run through it. So then I'll be able to finish out the plumbing supply for the rest of the house. So let's start with that. So here is the shower pan that I decided to go with. It is a pre-sloped shower pan by Schluter Systems. It's a 4-foot by 6-foot shower pan. So we're gonna have a really big walk-in shower in the master bathroom. It's going to have 2 shower heads. So there's going to be a shower head on the left side and the right side. And it's going to be a big 4-foot by 6-foot walk-in shower. So I have been waiting on this so that I knew exactly the dimensions of this and how it laid out against the wall before I framed in that final wall on the shower. Let me show you what we have accomplished here in the master bathroom. So over the past few days, Kevin, my father-in-law, has been out and we have been working on framing in this shower. Sorry, since he's been out here, I haven't really set up my camera for any time lapses, so I'm gonna have to kind of show you after the fact what we've got done framing in this shower. So when we took this pan out of the box and we centered it up over the drain here, the shower pan didn't go all the way up to this wall or to this wall, meaning that when the plumber roughed in this drain under the slab, he moved it just a little bit further this way and a little bit further this way than my plan. That's really no big deal. He got it really close. So what we decided to do is to just shim out these walls. So you can see on these studs, along all these studs, on this wall we added 1.125" strips to bring this whole wall in. And on this back wall, we added 1-inch strips to bring this whole wall in. So now the shower pan butts up nice and tight into that corner. And then from there, we traced the outline of the shower pan and installed the curb. So the curb has been installed here. You can faintly see a black Sharpie line where I traced the outline of the pan. Now, for those of you that may be doing something similar, the other thing that could have happened was that the drain could have been too far towards that wall or towards that wall. And that's really no big deal either. If that happens, these shower pans are just styrofoam. I can show you down inside the box. They're a styrofoam shower pan, and you could just trim off 1 inch from one side or the other side to make it so that the drain matches up centered with the pan. So once we had the shower pan laid out and traced on the floor, we knew exactly where the curb was going to land, so we went ahead and installed this curb. How I am doing my shower curb is I just got 3 pressure treated 2x4s. The first one is glued and nailed into the slab, and then the next 2 are just screwed into the previous one. So it's real sturdy. It's connected to the ground very well. And then same thing over here. You can once again see this Sharpie line here, kind of with some glue squirting out here and there. And we were able to frame this wall in to close up the shower. We did the same thing here in this bathroom for the tile lip on the bathtub. So I'll stand this up so you can see. But you can see down here, around the edge of this bathtub, we have this tile lip that we connected and sucked the tub up close to the studs when my dad was out here working on it. So we shimmed out these studs all 1/2 inch, and you can see this transition here, so that concrete backer board will go down and sit in front of that tile lip and sit right here on this face of this tub. We also shimmed all of these studs out 1/2 inch so that when we hang concrete backer board, they will sit flush on that tub face. Now on both sides, we have kind of a transition. You can see this stud is shimmed and this stud is not shimmed. So this stud will have sheetrock on it, and then this stud will have concrete backer board on it. So the actual tile is going to end up sticking out a little bit further from the sheetrock wall, and I'll have to do some finish trim to kind of hide that edge. But that'll be kind of finished work after the sheetrock and the tile is installed. So we'll start with the easier of the two, and the easier of the two will be here in the shower, because in the master shower, we are just going to have 2 shower heads. We'll have a shower head on this wall, and we'll have a shower head on this wall. So there will be no spigot or for a tub faucet sticking out for a tub. All it will be 2 handles and a shower head. So what I did first is determined how high we wanted to install our shower head coming out of the wall. And we went with 82 inches. And I've marked 82 inches on both of these studs. And the center of the shower from left to right this way falls in between these 2 studs, which was by design. And then the second thing we needed was where we wanted the handles, and we decided to put the handles at 52 inches from the unfinished floor. So both of these measurements are from the slab, the unfinished floor. So the handles we're going to put here at 52 inches, and then the head once again up there at 82 inches. What I did after that was determined from this side to this side where the exact center of the shower laid in between these two studs. Once I knew where the exact center was, I went ahead and pre-assembled the rough-in valve and the drop ear valve for the shower head. So we'll start with this one here. So I have this one kind of labeled for the shower. This side is the left side, this side is the right side, and it's kind of hard to see, but you can see it there. I marked the center line where the center of the shower is going to be. I then went ahead and pre-assembled everything in the rough-in valve, so I already have my hot side crossover back to 1/2-inch PEX, my cold side crossed over back to 1/2-inch PEX. I plugged this bottom outlet because we don't have a tub faucet on this particular shower, and then we have the 1/2-inch PEX which comes out here. The last thing that I did was I marked a center line, here and here, and I installed this so that it was centered along that center line. And I also marked my centers here and here, so that when I want to go ahead and install this valve, all I do is line up my lines, run some screws in from the sides, and my valves are exactly where I want them. I did the same thing for the threaded connection for the shower head outlet. It's just a little bit simpler, just being a 1/2-inch NPT drop ear. I've marked it. I have a center line going left, right. I have the center line where it'll be left in the shower, and the same thing on the back. I have my lines marked, so I'll just match those lines up with my lines I had up there, run some screws in, and everything will be lined up. So let's go ahead and do that now. So now that the rough-in valves and the fixture for the shower head has been installed, we are going to start teeing off from the water supply from the vanity to bring hot and cold water into the shower. Okay, next we are going to move in here into the guest bathroom where we are going to have a bathtub. This one is essentially the same, except that it will also have a spigot. So just like the last time, the first thing that I did was I looked at the width of the tub this way, and it will run all the way from that wall that we have, where we have it shimmed out, all the way here to the edge of this kind of plywood strip which we've used to shim. And from there, I figured out where inside this gap the dead center of the tub is, and I marked that on some boards and set my valve and my shower head so that they'll be centered on the bathtub. So here is the rough-in valve for a bathtub. It has the same thing, the hot and the cold, but also has the valve here in the middle that you will turn to direct water to the shower or down to out the bathtub spigot. Now I've already pre-assembled this with the crossovers back to 1/2-inch PEX on it. And the same thing here, I have the shower head, or the kind of drop elbow for the shower head, already installed on a block so that it will be centered on the tub after I install it. We went to here, and in same tactic as the last time, we picked our heights. So it's kind of dark, but you'll see maybe right there. The shower head will once again be 82 inches from the unfinished floor from the slab. And then we're also going to have the valves here is where I marked them. I don't remember what that was. I think it was 32 inches from the unfinished slab is where we're going to put the valves. And that gives us plenty of room to have the spigot below them to dump water into the bathtub. So once we have those marked, and we will install the roughen valves and just have to run PEX to them, just like on the other shower. So the last piece of this puzzle is to install the fitting to connect the faucet onto later. That is what I'm doing here. Alright guys, that is going to do it for this video. So now that we have the bathtub and shower in the guest bathroom, the water supply plumbed in, and also we got the the roughened valves and the water supply for the showers done. So we have this one shower here on this wall behind me, and then we also have this other shower on this other wall done. We are almost done with the plumbing supply. I have one more sink that needs to get roughed in, the kitchen sink. I just got to put the copper stub outs on, and once that's done, we will be ready to pressure test the whole system. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Tune in and I'll catch you on the next one.